Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome back to Let's Level Every Class, the World of Warcraft War Within series featuring our damsel in distress, or excuse me, Death Knight in distress, Jovi Quinn. Thank you all so much for tuning in to episode 5. Top right corner of the screen is going to be a playlist card, which will take you directly to Jovi Quinn's specific character leveling campaign. And throughout the video and all videos to follow, there'll be other various characters of their respective Let's Level journeys, their whole little campaigns. We have Human Warrior Malakiel, Blood Elf Paladin Valera, Void Elf Monk Novazaru, Jernai Shami, Morame. I love how y'all nicknamed Shaman Shammies. Like that's their nickname. That's their abbreviation. And then many more characters to come. Oh goodness, jank. Oh, I'm sorry. One thing World of Warcraft, actually, to be quite honest, most MMOs just don't get the feeling right. I can't speak on Guild Wars, and I won't speak on FF14, because it basically felt the same. But this whole mechanic of, like, flying and going up and down, and it's just, this is so weird, man. This is so weird, and I just completely screwed the pooch on that one. I think, okay. Ace is high. I was not a... Listen, I don't have my flight or my pilot's license here. Let's go ahead and accept this. Let's run that back a second, because I think I got us out of that a little too soon. The dragons are also pretty interesting and wild, because, like, I'm telling you, look at that tail spike very closely. It looks, I know these are older dragon models, but they look like pine cones. Does it not look like a pine cone to y'all? Like, out of a lot of the updated models, I think dragons in WoW definitely could have used a little bit of extra loving. This is so janky, dude. This is so freaking janky. I mean, look at this. Just, it just feels weird to kind of control a dragon bit, at least into this capacity. But pinecone tails aside, we got that done pretty easy. Where am I supposed to go? I'm seeing 3 different, like, teleportation icons. Is this an area with 3 different dungeons? Like, does this Nexus actually provide 3 different dungeons in Wrath? By the way, y'all, I have been trying to get a queue for a Wrath dungeon. Trust me, I have been trying. And the only thing I've been able to queue up for thus far is time walking. Heck, I even tested this, just jokingly. I swapped over to a different Chromie timeline. I swapped over to a different one just to test if I would actually get, like, I swapped back to Cataclysm, and what ended up happening is, just to do a little bit of a test drive, people still are queuing up for time walking, or excuse me, for, like, Cataclysm dungeons. I can still get those even if you search specifically for the Cataclysm variants. I can still get those. Wrath, I'm not getting a single thing thus far, and that's kind of ouch. I'm hoping before this series end I can get at least one. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Maybe my luck isn't too good, but out of the frying pan and into the coastline, baby. Let's see what we got here. Who is this? King Murloc from the DEHTA. I don't even know what that stands for, but clearly he's not a... Oh no. Oh no, we're gonna be helping the Murlocs, aren't we? Or at least this tribe of Murlocs. Dive in the Navy as you can sail the 7 seas. Before my time, back when they did some heavy recruiting campaigns. Oh dude, I will never forget going to the recruiter station, the exact one my old man went to back in the day. Boy, was it an awkward one. walking past the Marines office, because they, of course, they got to be the first ones on the, or as soon as you enter the freaking building, the Marines got to be immediately on the left. And then right next door, as I was looking for, not originally the good old sailors, I was looking for a different office, but then it was just like, oh, I guess I'll just walk into this one. It was like, oh, here we go. So, oh, jeez. Fun times, fun times. I guess that's, what was the, oh, jeez. You'd think I would know this. The recruiting, the different variations of military, the different things that the military would use to modernize and recruit young women and men into the military. Goodness. But anyways, y'all, we are helping a Murloc tribe. This is different. There's also a gigantic orca right there, and a few Murlocs that I didn't read fully what the King Murl up there was trying to say, but I'm assuming these are evil Murlocs. So I guess we'll just be here for a little bit. But at least I can see in this water. Bloodmas style. I'm looking at you. Who sits on the throne looking over the sea? Arthas, the Lich King, who's cold and the greedy and bad. Oh, shoot. I have too much fun sometimes. I don't know how to follow that up, y'all. I don't know how to follow that up. Obviously, we're ripping off SpongeBob here. Shoutouts to, I think Hades, I think it was, that you said you watched SpongeBob with your kids. That is such a power father move to do, learning to communicate. It's such a power play, man. My son's a little bit old enough now to kind of understand SpongeBob, but it's still not one, like, he prefers Bluey still, so I'm kind of like eventually well, actually no, I can't say that, because he did watch one of the SpongeBob movies, and that was pretty cool for me to see as a father. I think it was the one where Plankton, it was going through like Plankton's past and everything. I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, it's just amazing what kids can pick up on these days is incredible. These orcas, freaking, gosh, they're meat shields, dude. That dude was a complete meat shield. But yeah, I think that's awesome. If you're a parent and you're watching this vid, what are some things you do with your kids and whatnot? What are some like hobbies? Like occasionally my son will sit down with me and watch me play World of Warcraft and such. I used to go specifically to like Ungoro Crater just so he can see the dinosaurs, and he'd like get all excited and such. I wouldn't take him to anything like any of the more violent zones like Shadowfang Keep and everything, because he's young and I don't want him to know about that kind of stuff. But like Stormwind City or Elwyn Forest, Darnassus, you know, just any of the little fun little zones. Nothing too crazy. But it's just amazing, man. I have such to be a parent is truly a power play, and to do things and expose our kids to not just technology but the stuff that we do, and this is stuff that they're gonna like have memories of. And I want my son to have like the most creative mind that he possibly can, because I grew up as a child in the arts. Like my mother had me and my sister in like theatrical plays and the art. She wanted to expose us to as much as possible, and I'm forever thankful for that. And I'm hoping my son will just pick up on a lot of stuff. I'm not the best father in the world. I try to be there as often as I can. Unfortunately, just due to work commitments and such, I'm really away from my family a lot. But hopefully I get to be half the man my old man is. it's very interesting to see in later expansions just how much we like mobs and beastmen tribes that we like hated as players. I hate Murlocs. Yeah, but you end up going there or like end up doing quests like these, like, oh no, the tadpoles, we're here to secure the Winterford Murloc's future. It's funny how we end up helping the Murlocs out and such. I'm being blackmailed by my cleaner? What the fuck? What? Oh, dude, Warcraft's style of humor is next level. Okay, so I guess this guy's cleaner is down here. Also, apparently I've become the, I don't know what you, adoptive father to... Oh, this dude's got a 2x4 with a nail in it. I'm not a fan of that. Stop trying to smack me in the head and swing that thing around, man. Otherwise, you will end up in there in the water with the orcas, unconscious. Relax, take it easy. But yeah, apparently I've become the father of just a bunch of Murlocs over here, little dudes. Now the little Murlocs are cute. I'm not gonna listen. What thing when it's a baby isn't cute? You know, like these things are cute. I will say that. However, I don't really want to take them along on the journey. You know what I mean? All right, Glimmer Bay. We got some. What? These aren't king penguins, right? No, they're not. I don't know which penguins these are. I think these are the surfer type of dudes. All right, where is this orca? Those are the regular ones. So where is this big boy? I'm starting to think also King Murgle is, so he's got the voice of a night elf, but oh, there he is. Okay, cool. Can I pull him up to land? Oh, yes, we can, dude. This is janky as heck. Fish out of water. Fish out of water, everybody. Oh, this totally reminds me of, like, Resident Evil randomizers. If y'all are a big RE fan like me. Ah, dude, this is janky as heck. It still has that animation, even if it's outside of water. Dude. All right, penguins, free meal. Free meal for the rest of y'all's existence, practically. Oh, gosh. Did I miss anything? Hold on, did I miss anything? Did I miss anything? I don't think so. Ah, okay. So I'm starting to think King Murgle is... So he's got the body posture of a troll, but he's got the voice of a night elf. So what is he? Do we ever find out who is behind that costume? Like, do we find out, like, later on in this expansion? Dude, Wrath of the Lich King is all over the place. I honestly have either I'm completely blanking on all of this because it's been so long, or I don't know, maybe some of this is new. I cannot remember, but yeah, thus far, man, this expansion's taking us quite to the different territories and just getting to meet quite a whole host of characters here. All right, I think this is the final part of this little area. We have to kill this giant crab. The coolest looking, oh, it's not the cool looking crab models, but if y'all are enjoying the content, oh, I messed that up. Actually, no, I didn't. That was a good plan. If you are, goodness. Thank you to everybody that's been joining the journey thus far of the Let's Leveling series. If y'all are enjoying the contents from every, different characters and such, maybe consider tossing a like to the video, subscribing to the channel only if I have earned that trust, and I cannot stress that enough, only if I have earned it, and commenting for constructive feedback. I'm always looking for just different advice as to how I can play certain classes better, how's the video editing, just different aspects of, I guess, content creation that I can simply do better. This little area actually reminds me in Final Fantasy XI. We had this notorious monster called Carbitus, and it dropped the Joyeuse, which was a weapon, a rapier weapon, a one-handed sword that would occasionally have the chance to double attack, which was huge. That was like a huge attribute. Excuse me. It was a huge attribute to have in Final Fantasy XI. It really was. Like double attack and triple attack were just two huge things that if you can capitalize on with a little bit of haste and buffs and everything, it worked out really cool. But you basically had to go through, I think it was Sea Serpent's Grotto, if I'm not mistaken, was the zone, which is just outside of Norg. And you'd have to go through kind of like this, like you'd have to go through a big like tunnel, but it was kind of like a maze. And the further the paths would diverge, and part of the path did not actually show up on the map. So you would actually have to go further down off the map entirely to actually get to where he would spawn. And the chances of him spawning, I think he was on a 24-hour timer. And people back in the day would camp him like crazy. And Carby was a tough one too. Like, we're talking people, until more better strategies would come around, people would camp him for like in a full alliance. Now, an alliance for us in FF11 was an 18-man group. Until people realized, hey, we don't need this excessive amount. Let's just drop it to a party of 6. And then eventually people figured out how to solo him, and just really cool different tactics and stuff like that. But he was a tough one. But I do remember getting him in my old guild / what we called Linkshell back in the day. I remember camping him on a Friday night. And I was a part of the Notorious Monster Hunters. We called it the Hunters Union. It was a specialized team, I guess you can say, in our guild. And I was a part of it. And I remember getting the call of like, hey, get on because Carby's up and we got him and we got the claim. And it was like, whoa, it was like this big thing. And we got the drop for our leader of our guild at the time. It was super cool. It's one of those plenty of moments in MMOs, and that's kind of another element that makes MMOs so special, is because you have these moments with your guild that just make it the journey that much better. All right, we are over here at the basin and meeting Chad. What is up, dude? That is an unfortunate name, my good sir. Chad. At least in these days now with the memes and everything else, Chad. Oh goodness. Debar, hey, we got a Draenei here. So we've got a pretty good development ecosystem going on here over in Northrend. Oh, hello. What is this? Look at that little crocodile, a little cute model too, Crunchy. Hey, what's up, buddy? And we've got a gnome and a dwarf clearly messing around, but I hope that dwarf misses just ever so slightly. I hate gnomes. That's wrong to say, but I hate gnomes. I'll never forget it. Stranglethorn Vale. I'll never forget that. Y'all are going to end up making me play a gnome at some point, just because of how much I like backtalk them. Y'all are going to make me be like, all right, now you gotta play it. No, there's no getting around it. You just gotta do it. But yeah, look at this. This is a very nice little area. It kind of reminds me of a mixture between, honestly, like Stranglethorn Vale, but we have mobs that are based off of the lizard dudes in the Barrens. And we've got some pretty good wildlife. So we've got a little bit of everything, like Stranglethorn Vale, a little bit of the Barrens, and maybe a little bit of Unguro. So this is really cool to see. So just in case if anybody was worried about ever coming to Northrend, like if you're a newer player and it's like, oh, Wrath of the Lich King, and it's just gonna be a nice gigantic ice tundra. No, there's actually Nessingway. Wary? Or was that Nessingway? there's a pretty cool ecosystem here. Now I'm hoping I don't have to hunt different levels of, you know, jaguars, you know, because that would suck. Having to do Stranglethorn Vale. Y'all remember what I'm talking, y'all know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know, you went through, like, and I'm talking the old school STV, old school STV, where you had to go through the agonizing pain of trying to collect all the pages, then having to hunt different tiers of all the different mobs. Level 44, climbing up the levels. Dude, questing is getting us there too. Questing is really getting us up there and with leveling too. This is really nice. But yeah, like having to do that, then you go from hunting the young panther to the adult panther, then you go to the elder, and you get to do that for the crocodiles and the tigers, and it was just repetition. Those old school quests. Oh my goodness. I see some crystals off there in the distance too. So this is definitely like a mixture between all three zones, which is really nice. Very, very nice change of pace and really cool change of scenery.
Out of range.
Alright, so I just found out that the venture company is out here. Dude, the freaking venture company. These guys are everywhere, man. You'd first meet them, if you're on the Horde side, you would first meet them in the Barrens. This is pre-Cataclysm. After Cataclysm, I don't think they have a presence in the Barrens. I could be wrong about that. It's been a while, so forgive me. But in Classic, you'd first be introduced to these peoples out in the Barrens, over by the swamp, and you'd start to learn about their greedy, very greedy behavior. They basically send out an expeditionary force and go all different places, and it's just, you know, you end up fending them off and finding them again and doing that. They're basically just resource thieves. Let's go ahead and call them that. But man, and I think they were in Stranglethorn if I'm not mistaken. Now I could be wrong about that. I can be wrong. My memory is a little bit hazy, but having seen them in the Barrens, now they're up here in Northrend. It's like they're like the real recurring villain of Azeroth. Like they actually, like, to heck with Arthas and whatnot. The Venture Company is the real enemies. Taking the Earth's like vital minerals from the Earth just for profit. Sounds a little familiar now, doesn't it? All right, team. We got an escort quest. Let's get Engineer Hedis. Let's get her out of here. I don't blame her. I would not want to be... I'd rather be a prisoner of the Defias Brotherhood than a prisoner of the Venture Company. In all honesty, I'd much rather be completely, just absolutely stuck over in Westfall in the darkest dungeons and whatnot than be tied down and whatnot to the Venture Company in any form or heck, I'd rather end up being a prisoner to the Scarlet Crusade, and we all know how crazy they are, right? I'd much rather take my chances with them than at any cost be a prisoner to the Venture Company and set at a very, very low ransom that nobody would pay. No thanks. Oh my goodness, girl. I understand you just set the explosives to this place, which is cool and all, but like at the pace you're going, like, can we just like move? Like, I know robot chickens that move faster than you, and they were in the desert, for goodness sake. They were completely in the Tenaris deserts. I had to escort that chicken. We got ambushed by like scorpions and hyenas and vultures and all that stuff, and lizards. Let's pick up the pace here, sweetheart, because I've got an Arthas to go hunt down in the Frozen Thrones, if you know what I mean. Now I'm hoping we don't have to stay too... Oh, dude, I did not notice that. I'm only just now noticing. We failed the quest. Whoops. I mean, I thought she could handle her own. She had the attitude for it. She certainly had the spunk for it. All right, take two. All right, we should be getting well, actually, this is where it all went wrong. This is, she blew this one up. Then I went too far ahead and completely just left her on alone to fend off that little goblin warlock or mage. Turns out she's as brash as she may be, she's not that tough. So do keep that in mind if you do this escort quest. But we're covering definitely a good amount of ground. So I'm hoping up there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take care of this one. Get over here. Get our AoE down, get the bones going. Get this enchanter, summon our little zombie bro, or ghoul bro. Let's get her out of here. And I'm not too sure how far she's going to need to go in order to deactivate, but Ah, knew it. Knew it. We're gonna have to at least do one more. Nice. Very nice. That didn't take long at all. Very cool. All right, family. I think we're going to go ahead and call it here. We definitely have a little bit more to explore. We got Ice Crown just above the little mountains on the northwestern side, and we also have Winter Grasp. So we have 2 other areas we can go ahead and take care of. But let's go ahead and call it here for today, and let's catch up in episode 6. Very excited. We're getting closer and closer to the Ice Crown. We're getting there, family. We're getting there. It's also very cool to see Hemet over here. Hemet Nessingwary.
What can I do?
Another old school vet over here. All right, family. Take care. Have a wonderful week. Be safe, and I'll catch y'all soon.
Be good.
Take care, everybody.